Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy Show. I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial planner. We got Mr. Beedles in the building.
What's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Beedles, Mr. Wealthy, Healthy, Happy, your neighborhood financial planner and small business developer. What is the business this morning?
Man, I am so excited. Yesterday we talked about talking yourself into greatness, and today we're going to talk about, do you need an alignment? So good morning to all you guys that are here live and those that will be joining us later. Thanks so much for joining. Remember, go ahead and send out your tweets and your Facebook posts. Let your people know, let your connections know that we're here so that we can all be connected, man. Today is going to be a powerful, powerful show. Okay, Miss Dina, we'll wait on you to be right back. So today we're on day number 24 of the Mindset Makeover Challenge. Now, again, what that is that it's the challenge to first define what your definite major purpose, define your big audacious goal. What is it that you want? That's the first thing you got to ask and answer. That's actually the easiest part of the challenge. Once you have determined what it is that you want, what it is that you really desire, what it is that you want to become, then for the next 30 days, you want to stay positively focused on that goal. You want to think about that goal. You want to ponder on that goal. You want to map out that goal. And stay positively focused towards that goal, towards accomplishing that thing. Now, of course, that goal may be huge. It may be a 2-year goal, a 1-year goal, a 5-year goal. But the whole point is to establish the habit of focusing in on that which it is that you want to do, create, be, or become. So what is it that you want? And stay focused on that thing for the next 30 days. So we're on day number 24. We created this show to help you to process through that, to journey through that 30 days, the first 30 days. And then, of course, as you create that habit, you're going to recreate and do it all over again. So we're on day number 24 of the Mindset Makeover Challenge. And today, we're talking about alignment. This topic came out of yesterday's conversation. It was such a powerful topic that we said, hey, we're going to focus in on this thing for the next day or maybe the next 2 days. But we don't know how much we're going to get through. It's such a huge topic. And today I'm super fired up to talk about being aligned.
Hey, your vibration is so high right now, bro. I mean, it is. You are on 1,000. You can tell the difference between yesterday and today. Definitely tell the difference. You are supercharged this morning, man, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it, and I just want to start by saying that giving yourself away. You know what I mean? It's not just this catchphrase. You know, you give yourself away, you become more selfless. But what I found is imagine you being on a potter's wheel. Imagine you being on a potter's wheel, allowing the creator to shape and mold you. Now, he will shape and mold you into anything you want, but you have to give him or the universe the material to shape and mold you with. And the more material you give, the more supple you are, the more allowing you are to the formation of what his will is for your life, the more beautiful your vessel becomes. But you have to be selfless in the shaping of your form. So be selfless. Give it all away.
Give yourself away, man. And I'm reminded of the candle, right? That gives its light away to help bring light to another vessel. But yet its light stays. Its light remains. And sometimes when we think about giving away, sometimes when we think about that, we think that we're actually giving our last, or we're giving away. Sometimes gives us the idea that we don't have enough, or we're out of it. The reality is that as we give more of ourselves, as we give more love, as we give more inspiration, as we get more motivation, man, it's almost impossible for you not to be motivated when you're motivating someone else. It's almost impossible not to be inspired when you're inspiring someone else. It's almost impossible to not be prosperous when you're helping someone else to prosper. And this is I believe this is the strangest secret. As we talk about, the strangest secret, one of the strangest secrets is that you can give more and still have more at the same time.
Ain't that beautiful? That's called infinite. That's called being created in the image and in the likeness of something much, much higher than you. something much, much higher than you. Ain't that beautiful? That you can do that. That you can give and still have more. That you can give and never run out. And that's living in this place of abundance. And man, so I've been digging in my.
Whew.
I've been digging.
Say your cup runneth over.
Oh my. Your cup is always supposed to be spilling over, and it is actually spilling over as we speak. But the perspective that you have determines whether you embrace or allow the abundance or not, whether you can appreciate the abundance that's already there. See, we think that we have to create this abundance, and so we go out and we set all of these big goals and stuff for ourselves, and we try to chase after what's already in front of us. All we need to do is create what we want, and it will happen like that. You got to speak this thing and know that it's already there. It's already there.
It is already there. So guys, as you guys think about what it is, that big goal, again, we're talking about that mindset makeover. As you think about those things that you are creating or being, know that it's already there. Know that what it is that you're pursuing is pursuing you. And all it takes is all it takes is for you to create. In other words, you got to put a little work into it. You got to put a little action into it. But creation is not always instant. Creation is a process. It took 6 days for this world to be created from a word, right? It was a process, right? It may have happened instantly from the word that spoke out, but it was still a 6-day process. So are we? But are you willing to put in the work? Are you really putting? In other words, when I say work, what I'm saying is sometimes people think of work as labor. When I'm mentioning is work is time and effort. Are you willing to put in the time and the effort to live the life that you want to live? Are you willing to put in the time and the effort to have the relationship that you want to have? Are you willing to put in the time and the effort for your finances to be the way you want your finances to be? Are you willing to put in the time and the effort? See, too many people are living on the scratch off mentality. They want to scratch off something and hope that their life turns into what they want. They want to rub the genie in the bottle and hope that their life becomes. And I'm saying that you're going to be much more efficient. You're going to have much more gratitude. It's going to be so much more rewarding if you put in the time and the effort. Why? Because with time and effort becomes memories. You're going to remember all that you went through. You're going to remember the journey. You're going to remember the successes. You're going to remember the overcomings. You're going to remember the obstacles that you overcome. When you put in the time and the effort. Time and the effort equals work. Whatever way you want to put it. And it says if you don't work, then you don't eat. So if you don't put in the time and you don't put in the effort, then you don't eat. And too many people want a free lunch. We got to get past that mentality. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Let's get.
Hey man, this is where we're flowing. Look, so there are two things that must happen in order for you to achieve your success, your level of success, right? So we're talking about the big audacious goal and understanding that really the big audacious goal is already created and we just have to walk into it. So whenever you decide that whatever your thing is, this is what I want to do next, there are two things that must be done in order for you to achieve these things. One is you must pay the price. Everything that you desire has a price. It has a price. There's a price tag. If you go to Walmart and you want to get the bacon, or you want to get some cereal, or whatever item is in the store, guess what? It has a price tag on it. You might have a coupon. I mean, and coupons are cool. You get the discount, but there's a price to pay, right? So the same thing with your big audacious goal. There is a price to pay. And the second thing is that you have to go through the process, right? In order for you to get the thing, you have to go through the process and you have to pay a price. And you have to be willing to do both of those. And I think the challenge with a lot of us falling short is that we don't want to do one of the two things or both. We want the thing, but we don't want to pay the price. The price is too heavy. We got to wake up too early. We got to sacrifice a little bit too much. We got to drive too far. We got to compromise who we thought we were in order to be in the relationship. We don't want to evolve, right? So these prices that we pay are really a fear of falling in love. And And the fear of falling in love, love is the ultimate changer. And so in order for you to embrace the newness of where you are, you got to learn to fall in love again. And you can't be afraid of being hurt by the process. You can't be afraid of being hurt in the process. You got to know that what you're going to do is evolve.
Hey, one thing that I say about that pay the price is everything doesn't come at a discount.
Oh,
everything doesn't come at a discount. Everything doesn't come at a discount, guys. And I think the one of the main differences of the levels of success is, are you willing to pay full price? You know, stop trying to get the hookup on your own dreams, your own desires. The only thing that everything doesn't come with a discount. Hey, so here's the thing, guys. We are opening up the seats early today because we want to hear from you. What we're going to talk about is, do you need an alignment? And the first thing that came, you get what you pay for. Oh,
yeah.
But the first thing we're going to talk about, what came yesterday, we're talking about the mind, the body, and the spirit being aligned. And of course, want you guys to align with us, right, by following wealthyhealthyhappy.net. That is the site for you to go to in order to stay aligned with what we got going on. Maybe you missed a few days. Maybe you're starting at day 24 when we've been doing this for 24 days. Go to wealthyhealthyhappy.net and connect with us. Now, do you need alignment? The first thing I thought about, Mr. Beedles, was the alignment of a car, right? The tires. Right, you're on the road, you're on the journey, and a lot of times you got to get this thing checked for an alignment. Why? Because if it's not aligned properly, you are running tread on your tires in not level, or not level, right? So your front two tires might be about to blow out, and your back tires are running just fine because you did not get that alignment. And so as we think about mind, body, and spirit, I want to ask you, as you think about this topic, are you running on all four flat? Are you running on all four of your tires evenly so that one, you don't burn out, two, you don't get a blowout, and then three, that you reach your destination because your destination is aligned with your mind, body, and spirit? And what I found, even in my own life, is there are times when my front two tires are out of alignment, and I'm still trying to run at full speed.
That's dangerous.
There are times that's dangerous, right? And what do I mean by that, guys? Is that as I was thinking about this aligning my mind, my body, and my spirit, number one, your body is the latter of the three, because your mind actually can control your body. You can tell your body what to do. Now, your body will give you signals, right, about what you should and should not do, what you should and should not eat, what you should and should not participate in. But ultimately, your mind will let your body know, will instruct it. Now, what about the spirit, though? I think the biggest key, or one of the biggest alignments that we have to get in line with, is to align the body, which is the flesh, the mind, which is your thoughts and your emotions, to your spirit, which is your inner man. And too many people are scared to discover the inner man.
Hey, that's a rabbit hole. And so again, it goes back to what we said earlier, and being able to give yourself away. And I think the challenge is the box that we've been designed to stay in. And that box is called ego. And the ego has to be fed. And the ego only remembers what it's been taught, and it will protect that thing that we've grown up in. And so again, to get out of that, you truly have to become selfless and understand that the world is not against you, but the world is truly for you. And so the mindset shift has to be just that. It has to know, you have to embrace the fact that, man, I can do all things. I can do all things. And I gotta love that, and I gotta enjoy that process. I gotta enjoy that peace. And not be fearful. Not be fearful of the loss, because there is no loss. There's only everything.
Yeah, here's the other part of it that I was thinking about as well, is that both the mind and the body can be trained. Both the
Yes.
mind and the body can be trained, right? And so each and every day, as we at first, if as we tap into our inner man. Now, Ms. Dina said that some people don't know how, and I think she just disappeared. And again, they're open seats. The seats are open. Anybody wants to jump into an open seat and share on this
So,
topic, man, please feel free to jump in on the conversation, man. It's not a me show, it's a we show. But the mind and the body can be trained. We know that the body can be trained. We've seen what it's like when people train their body and they get into a regiment for the physical being and their appearance and all of that. We've also seen what an untrained body looks like, right? We know what that looks like. And Gary was saying earlier, I was listening to him earlier, Gary Vuvacek or whatever his name is. He said it's pathetic to see an untrained body because that's something that you can actually control, right? But then I would also say that it's pathetic to see an untrained mind because that is also something that you can control. We can control our thoughts. We can actually control our emotions as well because we can train them. We can train how to react in certain situations. We can train how to think. We can actually decide what we feed ourselves, both from a physical aspect and also a mental aspect and also a spiritual aspect. So the question is, what are we deciding to do to train ourselves or to feed ourselves so that we can be trained, and then we can also get in alignment with those things that we actually desire and want from the inside out, not from the outside in. Miss Spiritual Mentor, Miss Louise Bartlett, I'm so glad you're here.
morning.
Hello.
Hey, now you were writing about this, and I know you got some things to share with the people today, man. Share your thoughts.
Yeah, I was. It was quite funny because obviously I've not seen one of your blabs for a while, and the one I hop on today, I was writing about the mind, body, spirit alignment before our call, which is really cool. So just to give you a little bit of background about me, I actually started my journey, like my business journey, about 8 years ago, and I started studying psychology, neuroscience, neuropsychology, and was a mindset coach. But the more I kind of delved into all of that study, the more like I tried to explain spirituality, the more I couldn't escape from this thing that no matter how hard you work on your mind and reprogramming your mind and reprogramming your brain, if you just work on that bit alone, like you still sometimes you don't achieve what it is that you want to achieve. And then I quickly started delving into the world of like spirituality, and then had like a really profound experience. And then for me, I discovered actually this is something like no matter how hard I work on my mindset, inside my physical body, I'm not aligned energetically with whatever it is that I want. It kind of, you have this clash, it's like if you take pebbles and you drop them in water. If you drop them in the water at the same time, what happens is the vibrational waves, actually when they meet each other in the middle, so there's no alarm on my phone, when they meet each other in the middle, they become, they create stronger ups and downs. But if you drop the pebbles in the water at separate times, when the vibrational waves meet each other, they cancel each other out. So what I was doing was, all of that time I was working on my mind and my mindset, I still wasn't getting the results I wanted. And I couldn't understand why I wasn't seeing those results until I discovered that little equation. I realised actually no matter how hard I was working on my mind, I was changing vibrations with my mindset, but my body was in an opposite vibration. Energetically, I was in an opposite place. So I was counteracting my energy vibration out. So what we need to do is we have to work on that mind, body, spirit alignment. We have to get both things in alignment. Otherwise, it's scientifically proven our energy vibrations, the place that our mind is vibrating at and our body is vibrating at, cancel each other. And this is why people say,
Oh my goodness.
What I'm doing, I'm losing my mind. All right, so you just said a mouthful, spiritual millionaire. And what I heard you say is that the information that we take in is for a purpose, is for a specific purpose, and it is truly for us to take action. And when we take in the information, we consume the information, but we don't take action, we become out of shape. It's almost like taking in so it's like in the physical sense, it's like taking in food. If you take in too much food and you never burn the same amount of calories, and then you have an overweight person. You have diabetes in the body. You have diseases that start to come up. You have cancers in the body because it's not the food that you're taking in. You're not expressing that through action. And so I just think that that's absolutely beautiful, because what you just said is really in line with what I just found. And I'm not sure if anybody on the call has heard of the gentleman by the name of Ido Portal. But Ido Portal, he is from Israel, and I put his name up there. But he has a movement revolution, but it's more about the philosophy of the mind. And he says that we're spiritual beings having a human experience, and the physical, the body that we're in is the most divine piece of machinery on the planet. And we have forgotten how to use our bodies. We've forgotten how to move. And because of that, when you stop moving, guess what happens? You die. So his philosophy is all about the mind-body connection. And it's just it's a beautiful play on, the whole thing. But you just said that just inspired everything.
Yeah, and Earl Nightingale, he said that we can't, if we have this definite major purpose, right? It doesn't make sense for us to take 2 steps forward and take 15 steps back. In other words, doing one thing properly, but doing 15 other things that are inconsistent with what it is that we're going after. And so as we think about this alignment, man, you just said some things, Miss Botright, that just kind of hit me, because I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm thinking about times in my life when I haven't been aligned. In other words, there have been times in my life where mentally I'm saying, hey, I want to do this, this, and this, and this, but then my body, you don't see my body doing anything congruent with what my mind is saying all day long, or what my mouth is saying from a verbal standpoint. But the mouth is speaking what's coming from the mind, the heart, and the soul, right? But then my body is laying on the couch all day. Like, okay, hold on. How do you say you want to do this, this, and this, and this, but then you don't have any action? Your body isn't. You're not commanding your body to go after and to start to do the things that you say that you want to do. And then I'm also thinking about Mr. Beedles. He talked about cancers of the body, but then there's also cancers of the mind. There's also cancers of the soul, right? There are things that we're doing that we could possibly be doing to kill our spirit and kill our body, but we're also, while at the same time we're trying to feed our mind. Kind of like what you said, Ms. Bot, right? I'm doing all of this stuff to get my mind going right, which is something that we must do. But are we also at the same time doing consistent actions to feed our spirit and to feed our body?
Ryan Roy, that's a perfect setup. That's a perfect.
I can't believe the action man didn't get in the seat. I don't know what. I thought he was gonna be in already, but he's probably driving or something.
Yeah, man, this is
right. When you went through this process, I mean, when you started to recognize this, first, what I commend you on is that your action was, which is what a lot of us should do, and may want to incorporate, is study, right? Life is a study. Reality is life is a study. You're learning something every day. Hopefully you are. And if you are, then you can actually capture what you're learning on a day-to-day basis. But you went to this mode of study. You said to yourself, you asked yourself the hard questions. You said, hey, I'm doing all of this, this, and this, but I'm not seeing the results. Is it the results or is it me? And then you said to yourself, hey, I must do something different in order to get the results that I desire, because it's still available to me, but maybe I'm not operating in the right fashion. I haven't figured out the formula that works for me yet. I'm not aligned. You may not have asked yourself that, but internally you're saying to yourself, something isn't right. I'm doing this, this, and this, but I'm not getting the results. So you change, you study, and then you began to study. You began to learn, and then you began to implement what you learned, and now you're seeing greater success. And so I say that there are kind of 3 steps to the learning process, and this is what I teach people. First, you have to become aware. you have to be aware of who you are, where you are, what you're doing, what's working, what's not working. And then after you become aware, then you have to become educated. In other words, that's where the study comes in. Awareness, education, and then implementation. And so it looks like you went through these 3 steps or this process into the success that you're seeing now. But if all first started with you actually taking that journey of realization and saying, hey, something isn't right. Let me learn about what I can do to make it right, and then let me implement or let me take action into those things that I learned.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that, to add to those things as well, it's about being conscious in what you're doing and being honest as well. You have to get really, really honest with yourself, and you have to be conscious, because I think for me, it was a case of saying, actually, this isn't working, what can you do instead? And I think Einstein said the definition is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome. It's like I didn't have the outcome that I needed, and I see so many people that kind of think, right, I'm not getting the outcome I need, so I'll go and buy something else, or I'll buy something else, or I'll invest in this, or I'll invest in that, rather than thinking, what else is it? And I think something else I found as well was, like, you can have that conflict within your mind and your body without even feeling it. So often we have, like, fear comes up. We know what we want to do with our mind, but fear comes up within our body. And so we feed that fear, and that creates that cancellation of those vibrations. So we have like an internal thing that's going on, and we don't even realise, why is it I'm not getting into my goal? But what's happening is everywhere we're training our mind, but our fears and our energy are still held and connected to the stuff in our past. Like, we're not being fully present in our actions because we're holding on to stuff from before. It's like, well, I could try doing it this way, but once before I did that, it's like you're bringing stuff up from the past, rather than using all of your energy in the present. Actually, this isn't working for me. I want to try it this way, but I'm really, really scared of doing that. What's creating that fear? We feel my body. Where do we feel fear? We don't feel fear in our head. We think fear in our head, but we feel it in our body. So our minds and our bodies are completely connected in more ways than one. And something I learned from a neuroscience study was that within 1/100th of a second, the thought in our mind that we think creates a chemical reaction and creates something within our body. So if we think of something we're afraid of, instantly in our body, fear chemicals are released. So what happens is our body then says, I'm feeling this way, I need to tell my brain to create more thoughts that match the feeling that I'm feeling. So that's why you find whenever you go to take action, fear or something comes up, you never just have like one fearful thought or one kind of bad thought. It goes into another and to another and to another, because you have this mind-body connection. So you need to become conscious and say, what am I feeling right now? This doesn't feel good. Where do I feel it in my body? And where is that coming from? Like, how can I move past that fear? How can I let go of that thing? How can I disconnect my energy from it and pull my energy right back into this present moment? Because what's real in this present moment? None of that stuff that I'm thinking about is real. Right now, I'm safe, I'm loved, I'm warm, I am content, I'm surrounded by people. So it's about becoming conscious and honest with yourself as well. It's like everything, as we know, everything is connected. So hopefully that answers your question.
I think that was right on the money. And so what I heard you say is that your thought creates a physical reaction or a chemical reaction in the body, and then it is expressed, and it is expressed through fight or flight, and two very basic emotions. But it happens very quickly, and if you don't get control of it, it consumes your body and paralyzes you. And so then you go through life and you're not acting, you're not taking any action at all because of the stories that you tell yourself in your mind. My mentor, Abraham Hicks, she says that it takes 17 seconds to change your thoughts. 17 seconds, absolutely amazing, because again, to your point, what you just said is that your thought creates a chemical reaction, and if we can get control of it quickly enough, then we can stop the momentum. It's only when we have thought about it and thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And sometimes we've thought about the same idea for years. And so imagine the momentum that you have built up. That's called your habits, right? So the reason why we're doing the same things and the same patterns is because of our habits. And so it's also the same thing as momentum. So it's very difficult for you to stop a train that's going 100 miles an hour, but you can slow it down. And you slow it down by becoming conscious of this train going 100 miles an hour in the wrong direction. And you slowly start understanding that if I just slow things down, it'll come to a halt. And then I can change directions and go in the way.
Absolutely phenomenal, guys. And so if you are an individual that's saying, hey, I am going the wrong direction, if you recognize that, if you are conscious and you are aware that you might be heading full speed ahead in the direction that you don't want to go, the time is now to change direction so you can change your destination. Just think about where you are right now. Just take a moment of honesty for yourself and ask yourself, if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, where am I headed? And if the place that you're headed is not ultimately where you want to be, then you need a course correction. You need a change in direction so that you can change your destination. Well, the beautiful thing is we've created a service to help you out with that. It's called Future by Design. And it's actually a process that's going to help you to design the next 5 years of your life so you can get off of the wrong path and get on to the right path for your life. And so if that's something that you're interested in, we'd like for you to go to wealthyhealthyhappy.net, look for Future by Design, and then click on the link. The first consultation is free. It's an opportunity for you to get with like-minded people so you can change the direction so ultimately you can reach a new destination. So we want you to connect with us on wealthyhealthyhappy.net. We're also going to pick back up on this topic tomorrow. We haven't finished it yet, and there's some new topics that have come up. We've got conflict resolution. We've got the preparing for success. These are the couple of things that we'll be talking about as we continue on our show, Wealthy, Healthy, Happy People Show, and we're currently in the process of the Mindset Makeover Challenge. Mr. Beedles, man, I knew today was going to be off the chain.
This was a barn burner today, man, and I'm super excited about it, man. This is I'm gonna be amped until tomorrow. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens throughout the day. Again, when we talk about alignment and the stuff that we share, what was the reference for the 17-second idea? Oh, I was talking about my mentor, and I was just sharing that one of the philosophies that she shares, Abraham Hicks, and I'll see if I can post something in our blog section today. But she says that it takes 17 seconds to change a thought. 17 seconds to change a thought, not necessarily change a habit, but to change a thought. And it's about the momentum of your ideas. And when you are thinking negative thoughts and you think them long enough, and if you think about that, right, you think them long enough, they actually exist. And whether it becomes a paralysis of analysis, or that becomes you sitting on the couch, or that becomes you making the bad decision and going to hang out with the wrong people at the wrong time, we're talking about a thought that started and you thought on that thought, right? And so you could literally, somebody could be driven to really hurt somebody over a thought that you thought, and you kept thinking the thought until it manifested itself. So we're talking about changing that thought, stopping the idea before it becomes too big, and 17 seconds is what you need.
Well, guys, man, that is our time today, man. We do this every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Power-packed 30 minutes. Motivation, inspiration to get your day started. And so we want to pick up on where we left off today, tomorrow. So we hopefully that you guys will join us on Fun Friday as we continue to talk about alignment, aligning the mind, the body, and the soul, man. Man, just imagine, guys, you get into full alignment. You bring it to full alignment towards your goal, towards your desire, your mind, your body, and your spirit. Oh, my goodness. It's almost impossible for you not to succeed. Right. So we'll be here tomorrow, again, at 7 a.m., the Wealthy, Healthy, Happy People Show. Make sure that you follow us so that you can join us when we are here again tomorrow. Again, this is ERGJ, your certified financial educator, and we got Mr. Beedles in the building.
Yes, yes, we do, Mr. Wealthy, Healthy, Happy, your neighborhood financial planner and small business developer. We are wealthy, we are healthy, and we are out.
We're out, guys. Guys, have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.